Hello students, in this video I'll take up the third part of the chapter development. The topic to be covered is sustainability of development. Now there is a very good saying which says that we have not inherited this world from our forefathers, but we have borrowed it from our children. So this actually is trying to tell you that while thinking about development, we must consider the needs of our children and of the future generation. Alright, so let's begin this topic. Sustainability of development. Now each country desires development. At least they want to maintain the present level of development, and every country wants actually progress. They want to increase the level of development. And to increase the level of development, what is most important is the use of natural resources like coal, petroleum, whether it is for water for agriculture, soil is also a natural resource which is required for agriculture. We need petrol or coal to run industries and also to run vehicles. So for development, natural resources act as raw material. So if the countries are actually competing with each other and trying to increase their level of development, more of the natural resources are being used. But this excessive use of natural resources is creating two main problems. First one is the pollution of our environment. Okay, for example, if there are more vehicles on the road, that means more smoke. Alright, even if there are more industries, there will be more industrial waste which will be dumped into either rivers or on the land, more smoke exhaust from the industries. So all this is leading to air pollution, water pollution and land pollution. Second important drawback of excessive use of natural resources is depletion of non-renewable resources. The non-renewable resources are those which actually do not replenish at a very fast rate on their own. They are not replenished by nature. Alright, so once we are overusing it, they are getting depleted and not enough will be left for the future generation, like petroleum or coal. Okay, so these are fossil fuels. They take millions of years to form. If we overuse it today, there will be less left for the future generation. So that means by overusing the resources for the sake of having more developed rate of development, then we are actually causing these two problems. We are polluting our environment, we are harming our environment, and we are not thinking about the future generation. So this word sustainability of development means having development thinking about these two aspects. We should not harm the environment and we should think about the future generation. Then we say that the development is sustainable. Alright. So I'll give you two very good examples to understand this concept of sustainability of development. First is the groundwater in India. The groundwater is a renewable resource. Whenever there is a rainfall, some of the rainwater gets absorbed and seeps into the deeper layers of the soil. That is collected as groundwater. Now in India, what's happening? Earlier, most of the farmers were dependent only on the rainfall for irrigation of their crops. But now they have dug up tube wells and wells and taking out the underground water to irrigate their fields. Now this initially helped in bringing about the green revolution because the harvest improved. The farmers could actually grow crops throughout the year because water was available throughout the year. So multiple cropping and mixed cropping started. But now the situation is most of the districts of the country, they are overusing this water. What does this word overuse means? Actually what happens, whenever you take out groundwater, it is replenished by the rainwater. Okay, rain falls and this water gets replenished. But if the rate of taking it out is more than at the rate at which is replenished, then we say that it is being overused. Then what will happen? The water table, that is the level of the groundwater, it will keep on falling down because we are taking out more than what is being replenished. The present situation is then in about 300 districts over past 20 years, the level of the water has gone down. It has declined by 4 meters or more. it is a very sad situation. We should be worried about it, okay? Especially in the agricultural prosperous regions like Punjab and Western Uttar Pradesh. They are excessively using this underground water to irrigate their fields and to increase their harvest. So just to improve their income, or at least to maintain their present level. Alright, so although it is a renewable resource, but if even this, if being overused, it can lead to the problem. Alright, so groundwater is a renewable resource, but it is being overused and the water level is declining. So we need to take measures to reduce this overuse. So there are two questions from this topic. Why groundwater is being overused? First of all, to increase the harvest and to maintain at least the present level of harvest. So farmers are no more dependent upon the rainfall. They are taking out more water than what is being replenished by the rainfall. Second question, can there be development without overuse? For development, we do need water. So what should be done that there is overuse is avoided? First of all, those crops which require less water, they should be actually promoted, like bajra, jowar, ragi. These crops need less water as compared to rice. So rice and sugarcane and cotton use up a lot of water. So if these crops are promoted, water overuse problem can be solved. Second thing which can be done is rainwater harvesting. Okay, if rainwater is harvested and rainwater stored in the underground tanks, then this water can be used when there is in those months when there is no rainfall. And apart from this, there can be alternative sources of water like canals can be built up in those regions where there are no rivers. Building up canals can prevent this overuse of water. So there are measures which can be taken by the government and by the people, individuals also, to avoid this overuse of water, so that there is water left for the future generations and for our future also. Let's take up another example of crude oil. Crude oil, on the other hand, it is a non-renewable resource. Non-renewable resources are those which are not easily replenished by the nature on its own. Like crude oil or the petroleum, it takes millions of years to form. And there are limited reserves in the world. Look at this date of 2016. This gives you the reserves in 1,000 million barrels in Middle East, in USA, and total in the world. So these are limited resources. Although the scientists throughout the world, they are trying to explore new reserves, but at present we know only about these resources, these reserves. And look at the number of years it will last. If we keep on using the crude oil at the present rate, it will last only for 50 more years. Then there will be no more crude oil. And so that is why we say at this present level of usage of crude oil is not sustainable. All right. So at the current rate, it would last only for 50 years. Then what about India? We do have a very limited resource, but our consumption is very high. So we have to import oil from other countries. And if what will happen if this supply will decrease, the prices will go high. So India has to spend a lot of money to buy the crude oil, and it will actually become a burden for all of us, for the whole population. Okay, so that is why we say sustainability of development is very important. Two questions from this topic. First of all, is crude oil essential for the development process in a country? Yes, crude oil is very important. After fractional distillation of crude oil, many important products are formed like petrol, diesel, then CNG, paraffin wax, Vaseline, okay, even many industrial products are obtained from the crude oil. So we need all these products to run our industries, to run our vehicles, and in our day-to-day life also for cooking, we need these natural resources. So yes, crude oil is definitely essential for development. Second question, India has to import crude oil. What problems do you anticipate for the country looking at the above situation? So looking at the above situations, if we keep on consuming the crude oil at the present rate, and if no more reserves are found, we will face the problem because the prices will go high in next few years. Then the government has to spend a lot of money to procure this crude oil, and this will become a burden for the whole population. Okay, the taxes has to increase something. We have to pay more for this, for our petrol and diesel. And moreover, it will also cause more pollution of the air. Okay, that is secondary thing. But at present, we have to spend more money for buying petrol if this keeps on increasing. So that is why scientists nowadays are emphasizing on the fact that sustainability of development is very important. Each and every country must consider these two facts. That is, they should not pollute or degrade the environment, and secondly, they should think about the future generation. Actually, the environment, the problem of environment is no more a local problem. It's not a regional problem. If air gets polluted, it harms the whole earth. So it's a global issue. That is why all the countries should put the efforts together and come out with ways in which these things can be managed. So that's all from this chapter. Thank you.
Now, subscribe to Bright Tutee course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Tutee app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Tutee courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Tutee follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tutee and avail your courses at affordable prices.